All right, guys, let's get ready.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Indie Scene. I'm your host, Aaron Spellz, where we dive deep into the scene of indie filmmakers. That's producers, directors, actors, hair, makeup, grip, gaffers, the whole film industry. I'm going to dive deep into it. You already know you could look in the description and learn more about me, but today is not about me. Today is about somebody that's special, somebody that's amazing, somebody that is shining light through her films, through her acting, through her movement, through everything she touched. Yo, she's an actress, she's a producer, she's a writer. Everybody welcome the queen, the one and only Franchesca Davis. How you doing, queen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yo, you're awesome. First and foremost, I watched some of your stuff, and yo, you really are an amazing actress.
Thank you so much. No, that's really humbling, especially after the work I've tried to put in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's get into it. Like, where you from? Tell us the background. Like, how long you been doing this? Give us the rundown from before and now.
Okay, I love this question. So I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Originally, my family's from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and
Okay, Louisiana. You know, I'm from New Orleans.
oh, I didn't know that. Oh, Louisiana,
Come on.
up in the house. So I first fell in love with acting when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
So I used to be a really, really shy girl.
Really?
Yeah, I know. People have that reaction.
Really?
Yes.
Shy.
Yes, I was shy. I was quiet. I was really in my shell, and my mom tried to put me in dance classes and piano and everything just to break me out. And my middle school at the time, they were casting for The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I can't really sing, but I want to try out for the Wicked Witch of the West, the
What?
villain. Yeah.
The villain.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. So I tried out, not really thinking anything of it, because again, I'm a shy, quiet girl. And I get it was my first callback.
Got a callback in 6th grade.
Yes,
Come
in 6th
on,
grade. I was like, at the time I was like,
I gotta
oh,
call that a home run.
okay.
Okay. Did you get the part though?
I did.
See, that's what I'm saying. A home run.
I got the part.
Come
So
on.
it was like, and that was that's when I first knew that I fell in love with acting, because
Wow.
I was on stage. Nothing else was there. It was only me in that role, in that character. So that's what helped me break out of my shell. Like, I was no longer shy and quiet after then. So that was just an upward trajectory, because I did like my first Wicked Witch of the West laugh. You know, I won't do the full thing now, but yeah, it was amazing.
Keep going. I'm definitely down to hear everything about it. So that started at 6th grade, and that's when you realized this is my calling, or was it something that you just was like, I'm going after?
So at the time, yeah, I realized it was my calling, but it still didn't fully register, because I knew that I felt good when I went through that whole process, but it was still like, it still wasn't fully connecting. It wasn't until after I graduated college. Well, let me rewind back.
Okay.
In college, that's when I started to really get into theater. So towards the end of college, I was in a couple of plays, and then I decided I wanted to move to New York. Well, it was either New York or LA.
Oh, hold up. Did you go to New York? Or
Yes.
Okay, hold up. We got to, before we get there, we're going to go back for a minute. So 6th grade started the acting journey,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When you decided to do that, what was like your next step to figuring out, is this really what I want to do?
The next step, so I kind of slept on it for a couple of years,
Okay.
because, like I said, it didn't really register. So I was also in dance. Don't ask me to dance now, but my mom put me in dance. So I was in dance, and I went through high school, joined drama club. Still didn't have that confidence to really try out for actual theater. Even though I got it in middle school, I was still a kind of a shy girl, not as into my whole aura like I am as an adult.
Yeah.
But I dabbled here and there. I was in, so we did kind of this workshop, I want to say my sophomore year, where it was Cat on a Tin Roof. So I was in that, and, you know, a lot of people...
You made it as a villain again?
No, I was. I do love playing villains.
Really?
Though. Yes, I do. I love writing villains, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
But I went through that, and that's when I was like, okay, this could possibly be something that I could pursue. Still didn't click. Went to Mizzou. That's my alma mater.
Okay.
MIZZOU. Anyone that's hearing, watching, yeah.
Okay, Mizzou.
I'm with the Tigers, yeah.
Okay, Tigers. Lord, look, where is Mizzou?
Columbia, Missouri.
Okay. I was like, it sounds like Missouri.
It's in Mizzou. Yeah, I would hope it's in Missouri with Mizzou, like not in California.
Right. Like I just was like, okay, I got to make sure that I'm not about to say what I think it is, but I'm
right. I think I know what you
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So your career kind of just sparked when you went to college. So tell us that journey. Like did you dive into drama instantly, or was it still dance, still lingering, and then? It
was still lingering. So here's the thing. You know how in society, and I'm sure a lot of people hear this, they say that acting, it's not a real career. Yeah. It's not a real job. Yeah. So at the time I was trying to force myself to kind of assimilate and pick some sort of major that I saw myself doing or trying to do. So originally I picked journalism because it involved a camera.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I wasn't an actress, at least maybe I could go into broadcast journalism. Obviously, I didn't get my degree in journalism. That didn't pan out. I don't know if you know, but University of Missouri is one of the top journalism schools. Like they weed people out. People cry in class and they leave.
We're gonna definitely talk about that because you're after a lot of things right now. You're a producer. You're a writer. You are an actor. Do you have a director's belt yet?
No, not yet. That is something that I do eventually want to tackle. And again, that is, it's kind of the same feeling I had when I was trying to run away from acting, where I didn't really feel I'm like, can I do this? Am I good enough for this? I have the vision. I have the dream. I've even fake directed things, but I just haven't done it yet. So, but maybe that's the next part of my journey.
Hey, maybe, because one thing I feel is like, for me, I went through different type of journeys, such as being on every department of production, simply because when I became a director, me becoming a director, I knew how the departments move and how they work. So maybe, don't look at it like, I gotta, but you're going to make it. You're going to have a project that is going to be yours, that you direct, and it's going to be beautiful.
Thank you. I love it. Claiming it, manifesting. Yes.
It's going to be great. So after you went to college, right, did you always know, I guess always from like the 6th grade, that I'm going to now pursue this career? Was it in college or was it in like?
So I want to say it solidified in college. So I'll continue to tell you what happened in college. Please. And it's actually how I met one of my now best guy friends. It was in the middle of the square. I forgot the name of it. My Mizzou people are going to be mad at me. But that's how I met him. And it was between classes, and he was in acting. He's like, yeah, I'm in theater. You should come to our classes and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. And so that's when I got reintroduced. It never left me. Really? It was still inside of me. But I was like, okay.
This is something that I used to do.
Yes.
And now in college, he's like, come on in. Okay, now what happened? Did you pursue that after? Like, I'm excited. Go ahead.
Yes. So I did. And I ended up being in a play. It was called Blue Dawn. I did play the villain. I played the mean girl.
Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, I did.
I love it.
And it was my first performance. It was kind of a controversial, raunchy role. And my mom.
You think you play a villain because you like from Louisiana?
Maybe.
Because guess what? I play villains all the time as well.
Really?
That's literally like.
Okay.
I never had when people hire me to do a role, it's always like, Spellz, I need somebody to die, like to kill. And it's like, oh yeah, you could kill me. Like, I'm down. Like, right. I'm always playing I'm going to die. Like, I'm either the villain that's going to die or some type of person that's going to die. And it's like, I got the best death scenes. I believe like if they had my resume, it would be that.
That is hilarious. They're like, oh, you know what? We need somebody to get killed or kill. Oh, where's Spellz? Let's call him in.
Call me. I love it because guess what? Once I'm dead, I don't have to be on the scene no more.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So continue. I'm sorry, Queen. I want to know more.
Yes. So that was the first. Well, I want to say the second role I performed in front of my parents, and my mom. She's a very Christian, spiritual person, and this role, first of all, I was dressed scantily clad, I would say. I was saying some curse words. I was like, Mom,
gave it a warning.
Yeah, I was like, you know the type of role I play, right? She's like, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, okay. And so, opening night, I performed. She's front row.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like,
was you nervous?
A little bit.
Or you was like, nah, I'm about to show her.
I know. I was in my zone because when I'm about to go on stage, I'm in my zone. I can't see anyone. Well, I did see her in the front row. Yeah. That was surprising. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna still do it.
Gotta stay in it.
Yeah. And I went all out, and she was just like, oh, yes. And then it was humbling because I was glad that at that point, I knew that she supported whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And all my insecurities, all those things to where I had to feel like I assimilated, that's when it clicked. That's when it was like, okay, I wanna go at this full force.
Wanting it to go full force, like what was your full force motion? Like, was it like, I'm going training, I'm gonna go find me a coach, I'm gonna go take this like seriously? Like what steps have you taken to become the professional that you are today?
Oh, that's a good question. So I treated myself like a sponge. I wanted to soak in as much information as I could. So whatever someone told me that I saw that was at a higher level that I aspired to be, I talked to them, I listened, and it's kind of humbling because now some people have asked me questions that were in the same position I was in. So I got my headshots. I went to workshops. I went to classes. I saved money because I either wanted to move to LA or to New York. And I knew that's where I wanted to be. I knew there were certain steps I had to take to get there. So I was soaking it all in the market I was in, which was Kansas City. And people don't realize, and I'll say this to listeners and watchers, whatever market you're in, it doesn't matter if it's not Atlanta, LA, New York, even if those are destinations that you want to get to, soak everything in the market that you're in at that moment in time.
Nice.
There's no rush to get there.
Yeah.
Because you want to be an expert. You want to hone your craft and get as much knowledge. And I say this because I feel like I could have stayed in Kansas City a little bit longer. So that's why I want to give that advice to people that are in smaller markets now. Don't look down upon it.
Yeah.
Learn as much as you can.
I like that you said that simply because, a lot of people don't understand that in the time comes growth.
Yes.
And no matter where you are, you will grow above whatever you're dealing with or whatever you're going through in the time. Right. And I'm glad that you're saying what you're saying because a lot of people are in a fast food motion.
Yes.
I want it now.
Hurry.
Go. Because I understand we got this social media and all this stuff is like right now, right here, right fast, but it's in the time and the patience, right? I tell people time, patience, and mindset is what you need to be successful. Like, don't look at it as like, you don't even need money. If you have the right mindset, money will come.
It will come.
If you have the patience, money will come.
Absolutely.
If you take your time, money will come.
Yes.
Like all these things, this is where the money is, but you're so quick on just dropping something and you're not carving yourself to become a great, to become what people will look at and say, I look up this person right here, I look up to because she put in this much work. The reason why everybody loved Black Mamba, Kobe, rest in peace, is because we know how many hours that he put into, how much sweat equity that he put into his craft. And for you to say, hey, why you ain't passing the ball? Because I know you ain't on the court as much as I am.
Right.
You ain't shooting as much as I am. You ain't practicing as much as I am. You're not in the shadows as much as I am.
Right.
You want to be on Front Street. Guess what? I'm cool. I'm going to be over here shooting 100 baskets a day. which for you, I'm gonna go and shoot my my reels, my monologues, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this a day because I'm gonna get better.
Right.
And people are gonna see that.
Right.
Right. And I absolutely I love that you said that. That is very keen. That's a very keen point, especially in our careers. A lot of people give up in our careers.
Yeah.
And that's because they don't have the patience.
Yeah. And the thing is, we all go through those moments where it's just like, okay, like, what am I doing this for? But then remembering your why is what brings you back, because this is a fire in me that's, I want to say, even before 6th grade.
I love that.
Yeah, because I first went on stage when I was 3 years old and danced. But whenever I was on stage, I wasn't shy.
Yeah.
I felt like I was home. I felt like I could be alive. And performing in a sense, I love the fact that I can relate to a character or become a character and touch people in ways. And that's why I enjoy writing as well, because I want to write people. I want to write human beings that have emotions, that have their own actions and feelings that can be relatable. And all that takes time and effort to get to certain places. So I love that you mentioned Kobe, because that's a good reminder, even for myself. Like, it's just the work you put in behind the scenes is what is going to set you apart. And it's not like just overnight.
It's not.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, through 7 years of in the professional industry, I've been wanting to do this since I was 13 years old, right? When I was 8 years old, I started my first business. So I've always had it in me to like do something and build something. And it's like, I wasn't going to, but something in me was like, I'm not going to just jump and do it.
Right.
I will make myself look like a fool, respectfully.
Right.
You know, like
it's like jumping in a pool. You haven't had any swimming lessons. You're going to drown.
You're going to drown.
Or you be like,
you're going to drown. That's okay too. You know, because crazy thing is, my dad, that's how I learned how to swim.
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of black people.
It's like, damn, that's trauma.
Right, I know.
I'm afraid of water now. You threw me in the deep end, but thank you.
Right.
I'm ready for the deep end.
Right.
And it's like the preparation to being ready for the deep end. Once you in there, you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
You know what it feels to suffocate too, but you also know what it feels like to be rescued.
Yeah.
And when you realize that, to me, that's God.
I love that. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So that's why I tell people, just like you said, it's in the time, because God is crafting you every second. He's
preparing you.
Preparing you for what you don't even know what's coming. That call, that one call that say, hey, I seen this reel you did. It don't look like any reel I've seen before. Did you practice? Thousands, hundreds, millions of hours. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to come on my movie and be my star. Be like, what? And when that moment come, that girl that danced on that you know what I'm saying, will come out.
Yeah.
You know, that girl that was on the stage, the girl that was in the Wizard of Oz with the evil laugh will come out.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, people. That's what I want to tell y'all. Like, don't give up on your craft.
Yeah.
Sharpen it. Love it. Enjoy the process with it. Because once you do, yo, you're going to see yourself on billboards and you're going to be like, I remember when I was just at the crib just yesterday. You know?
Yeah, and I was driving by looking at the billboards.
So let me ask you this. Oh, you said something that I really wanted to get to. What is your why?
I love that question. My why? Wow, my why is, it's not so much what, it's more so the feeling. It's like oxygen. And I've tried to run away from it. I mentioned that before. It's something that I personally feel like it's a God-given gift. It's a God-given purpose. I feel like if I'm not doing it, oxygen has been taken away from me. And of course, I can say, like, when I do make it and when I do get
You already made it.
Thank you.
You on Indie Scene Podcast.
Thank you. You're right.
Come on.
Well, as I Progress. It's going to be, of course, for my family. I don't have any children yet, but I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a lasting foundation. And so that's part of my why, of course. But I would say, yeah, it's like air.
Yeah.
It's fuel to me.
Yeah, I feel that. It's filling.
Yeah.
It's filling. It makes you wake up every day.
Yes.
It just because you wake up and you like, you know what? I could do something with this. I can make something with this. I can create something with this. I can really imagine something in my brain and have it come to. That's the amazing thing about our industry. Our imaginations can become reality.
They can.
Right?
They definitely can.
It can become reality. And with that, like I guess that's one of my reasons why is because I've always been like a kid with imagination.
Okay, yeah.
Always looked in the clouds and seen creatures and characters, looking at art or looking at I just loved art. It doesn't matter what type of art. It could be this type of art that was made. This is the Black Film Festival Award. Black Film Festival of New Orleans Award for Best Feature. Yeah, we won Best Feature, and this art was given to us as an award, and I love this art, because it's the God's hands.
Yeah.
So,
I see.
My thought process is what we do is art, no matter what it is. We have a canvas, which is our art, whatever it is, which is dancing, acting, producing, writing. That's art, right? And with that being said, what do you find right now your space? Like, what is something that you're realizing I'm doing consistently and I'm not even thinking of doing it? Is it writing? Is it producing, being on set with people? Is it acting? Is it, what is it right now?
I would say it's definitely writing. And I don't mean writing just in the form of writing scripts, but I've gotten into the habit of writing out random thoughts, journaling, and sometimes these random thoughts turn into storylines or future storylines that I want to talk about. Yeah. And that's something I never thought that I would do, because growing up or going on to this journey, it was always just, acting, not realizing how much all of this comes together. So I'd say that's kind of... Okay.
So what do you like writing? Is it just anything, or...
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much anything. Like I said, it's mostly thoughts that I have or ideas or forms of journaling, and then that comes into forms or ideas for scripts or novels. I have unfinished novels that I plan on.
Okay. Probably got a lot of those.
Yeah, I do.
All the way from 6th grade.
Probably, yeah.
That's how it be. A lot of times, for me, I have ideas like Perpetrators in Government Systems, my feature film. That was 7 years in the making.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I just been patient. I wrote it when I was in college, when I had my first police interaction. And it was very like, whoa.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like pissed off. So I just wrote something. Well, no, my professor was like, hey, here's a project. I need y'all to do this. I don't know if you ever had this project, but you had to shoot something with all the different angles that we use in shooting. So close-ups, mid-shots, wide shots, long shots, all of the above, tilts, pans. So that was the project. And I was like, man, I'm going to write this short that may go viral. I just never know. But it's based on police brutality. And I did it. And my professor was like, come here. What are you doing with this? I said, the name of it was Pigs for Breakfast.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Like, you need to do something with this, but it got to change. You got to do something with the name. I was like, no, I ain't changing the name.
I like the name.
I like the name Pigs for Breakfast because it's like pigs in a blanket.
Right.
But I was like, it plays with Pigs for Breakfast. And it was like, I see what you're trying to do here. And so it was just a nice little small clip that all my schoolmates saw and was like, yo, one of my friends was like, you need to push this. You need to make this. And next thing you know, I started having visions overnight. Like,
that was God.
Like, yeah. And that's another thing that I want to ask you. Have you had that moment where you was spoken to in the middle of the night where you knew I had to produce this, or I had to write this, or I had to act this, and then you got it? For example, you manifested the Wizard of Oz because you was like, I want the wicked. I've never done this before. I want the Wicked Wish. And next thing you know, you got The Wicked Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any moment besides that recently or in this time frame that you felt that?
Well,
What was it?
that's actually a really good question because that's how Tsunami got started. And it wasn't necessarily like saying do it or voices say do it, but I kept, for some reason, this idea kept popping in my head with these two characters like going at it. It just wouldn't leave my head. So I remember it was like a Tuesday night. I think it was like 11 p.m. or something. It was so random. And I got up and started writing it.
Wow.
Because I couldn't go to sleep. Because this was not the first time this thought came into my head. So the night before it was in my head. Then the night before that, it was in my head. So I'm like,
I need to do something.
And this is at the time to where I was still kind of like in the middle of my confidence or whatever. But I was like, I'm just going to write it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get this straight. You decided that because you were lonely that you had to go play with someone else?
No.
Meanwhile, I'm busting my ass at work dealing with bullshit, working fucking doubles.
Come on, wait a minute. How you gonna twist stuff around? Like this shit ain't black and white. My father just died.
And I lost him too, Raymond. He was there for me more than my own father was. You know that. I miss him just as much as you.
I'm not saying you don't.
You think I was just working those just for money? I wanted to get out of this fucking house.
Look, the restaurant was left to me.
Yeah, and it's failing.
Oh, so now we're just throwing shit back in each
It's
other's
the truth.
faces?
It's the truth, Raymond. And that's after taking out the loans that we are still paying off.
I'm almost done paying on those loans.
Another day, another fucking lie.
Oh, come on, man. You gotta be kidding, Janine. You're not even trying to see it from my
No,
side.
excuses. That's all you have. All you have are fucking excuses.
You know what? You can be so fucking selfish.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, oh, no.
Yeah.
If everything doesn't
You can't
line
be a
up with
man and
Janine's
take responsibility.
feelings, then
Yeah.
it just doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, fuck you, Raymond. Fuck you. Don't make me feel guilty about your own fuck up.
Oh, you gotta be
You're
fucking kidding me. I told you what it was like growing up. I told you what it was like. The pressure.
Right. Did you direct it?
I didn't direct it. I wrote it.
You produced it?
Yes.
Right?
And I starred in it.
And you starred in it.
Yes.
You did amazing in it.
Thank you.
obviously.
Thank you.
Get serious, yo. You did it in Greenlit, right? You showed it in Greenlit?
I did.
That's where I saw this.
Mhm.
It was, I was stuck when I saw it the first time. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is that like your first piece from writing to the screen?
Yes, and I'll tell you how that came about.
Yeah,
so
please.
Originally, and I still plan on producing this and putting this on, but I had written a play. It's called Life's Imperfections. I was done. I was about to book the theater for it. And guess what happened? The pandemic hit. Everything shut down. And in that moment, I had a thought. I'm like, is this my sign to just not?
Oh, no, not that thought.
But then that's when the other thoughts started coming in my head about this two couples going through very real struggles and it just never left my head.
I actually want to know, who was your co-star?
His name is Earl McWilliams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earl McWilliams. Who was your DP?
His name is Devontae Brown. So
He killed it. Like, no, you did your thing, man. We need to talk. All right.
Yeah.
We need to talk. Now, for sure. Like it looked amazing. It felt amazing. The beats was there. Right. Watching it had me drawn in. Right. You did an amazing, amazing as an actress. Like, good God. And then the twist at the end. Right. The twist at the end. Y'all gotta watch it. When can everybody watch it?
So they can watch it on YouTube. So I've had it private for a while because it was doing its festival run.
Right.
But gonna be released on YouTube and Tubi as well. I've been working with Joel to try to get that on there too.
Nice.
So
nice.
yeah.
Tsunami needs to be seen.
Yeah, I know. And that's the other thing. I need to like.
It's a gigantic storm. It's a gigantic wave. And y'all gonna feel it. I felt it. I'm telling you. What was your favorite moment of shooting?
I want to say,
Before we continue, I want to share an opportunity to all the business owners and marketers out there. Our podcast is the perfect platform to showcase your brand, product, and services. Your message can reach a diverse and engaged community with our commercial sponsorship. Our company will work closely with you to craft a message that aligns your brand with our show's unique vibes. Interested in learning more? Click the link in the description or visit our website at spellzproductions.com. We look forward to working with you. Back to the show.
My favorite moment is when we both were in the living room, because at that time we were both going at it. And I'll tell you a little behind the scenes story.
We're going to get into the behind the scenes, actually. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That goes right into what I'm about to ask next.
Yeah. So I put my mini director hat on.
Okay.
Because
not that many, trust me.
Well, Earl.
You wrote it.
Yes, I did. And Earl, he needed more to really give it to me, give what I wanted him to give, right? And I sat down and had a conversation. We did a little exercise to where I was yelling at him and he was yelling back at me. He progressively got bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, okay, Joel, that's the name of the director. All right, let's go. Let's go. And then that's when he gave it to me. And after the fact, he's like, thank you. I'm like, yes, this is the time where you let it all out.
That was a very big time. I was like, yo, he gave y'all was very, I feel like y'all very what's the word I'm looking for? Compliment each other in the film. Like I could feel like y'all was really in a relationship. I felt that y'all really gave each other's that grace to telling the honest truth, but also you having a little secret yourself was very just a tsunami.
Yeah.
So you said the director. What's the director's name?
His name is Joel Schaefer.
I'm sorry, Joel. I skipped over you a little bit, man. Great job directing this film, man. Like this was just beautiful. I'm not gonna even lie. So let's get behind the scenes real quick. From being a writer to this film being produced, what was that process like? Like, you wrote it, then what?
So, and since we were on the topic of Joel, the director, I want to give a shout out to him because he really helped me hone the film or the script and really dig deep into who the characters were and why. Because that's the good questions you do ask as a director. So I think at the time, I didn't realize how many drafts we need to go to. And at first I was talking to Joel. I was like, dang, we're not finished yet. He's like, nope. I'm like, okay. He's like, what about this? We need to see more. What if you did more of this? What happened with this? So I'm just giving like examples. But he really helped bring everyone to life. And so that's why I definitely want to give a shout out to Joel. But just part of that process, doing that, workshopping it a little bit and finding the film locations, getting everyone together because it was a low budget film. And everyone just wanted to be a part of something. And so it was really good to have a community in that sense to really bring something together and some people that believed in the project. It was really humbling.
Yeah. Wow. Low budget. What was the budget?
So the budget was $4,000.
$4,000? That was $4,000?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? $4,000, y'all. Use your credit card. Why not? Pay it later. It's worth it. Your happiness is worth it. Because look at this smile, yo. Tsunami. Come on.
Yeah.
4,000. Okay, so you written it and then Jewel came and picked it up or you reached out to Jewel? How did that all happen? How did you get your team?
Yeah, so I met Joel and a couple of people on the other team. So when I first moved back to Kansas City, I lived in New York and I moved back to Kansas City about into 2019. And I wanted to start a film group. So I created, it was called KC Film Group.
Okay.
And the point was just to get together and create stuff. And that's how I met Joel and some of the other people in the crew. And so fast forward, I'm writing and I just reach out to the team and they're like, yeah, let's do it. Then they reached out to their resources and we all came together.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see how that works? Like let me tell you a big thing about, and listen to me, people. Relationships is key.
Thank you. Yep.
relationships is key. Half of the time, you know, my professor used to say this to us all the time, and I hated when he used to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that makes no sense. Who would help me? Like, why would anybody want to help me? Like, they don't even know me. He's like, nah, just build relationships. Watch, there's going to be somebody that's going to say, hey, you want this opportunity. And I didn't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But now, relationships is key.
Definitely.
It's not always about the big dollar. It's about finding the people that has a common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where are you going? Where am I going? Do we have something in common to get there? And if we can get there, let's get together and get there together. And then if it's a strong fit, we keep it going. If not, see you later, bye.
Right.
Good luck with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But no hard feelings because we built each other to get there. So relationships is key, man. I tell people all the time, find your tribe.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
find the people that want to be in your. And sometimes, for me, for example, it's interesting because my tribe. Sometimes I feel like I'm by myself in this world. You will feel like that.
Absolutely.
Everybody will feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you step back and you realize, yo, you're loved.
Yeah.
You're loved by so many people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, those people are waiting for you to ask for a hand. And I understand we have this pride and ego in our culture. We got this, oh, I'm not going to ask nobody for nothing.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You're right.
That could be our downfall.
That's our downfall. To me, I feel like that's our downfall.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times you realize people are ready because they see you on the grind. They see you
That's
being
a good
the
point.
Mamba.
Yeah. Ooh.
You feel me?
Yeah.
They see that you're being Jordan. They see, oh, snap.
They see you shooting in the gym, putting in that work. So wait a minute.
And it's like, okay, I just don't want to walk up to him and be like, hey, yo, I got this money for you.
Right.
But they waiting for you to be like, so you see me ready. I'm ready to get on this all-star team. What's good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I seen you. You know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're putting in that work and it's opportunities like me saying, oh, shoot, this girl is really talented. Excuse me, this queen is really talented. She's putting in the grind. She's putting in the work. You in green lit, showing off. You showing people. You have a beautiful man that represents you.
Absolutely.
You know, all of the above, all this stuff goes with your character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only right that now people start seeing you shine. And that's why I'm giving you this platform to shine, because I see it.
Thank you.
And if I see it, I know they're going to see it. Right? So make sure y'all tap in, and we're going to get to that. So Tsunami, what else you got going? Like, after Tsunami, you stopped for a little bit. You started your non-fat. What is it? What are you doing now?
Yeah, so after Tsunami, I stopped for a little bit. I had some aspirations to move to Atlanta.
Okay.
Moved out to Atlanta, started meeting people, because I know I always had visions of starting my own production company.
Nice.
I just didn't know how that was going to happen or where what I was going to do to get there.
Hey, girl, I'm telling you, like I said, my production company started when I was 13.
Yeah, it's and
long.
that's the thing. It's a process, and even my man, he reminds me of it being a process.
Mm-hmm.
What is the rush? There is no rush.
No rush.
So I say that to say I met my business partner here in Atlanta at a networking event. And so we started a company called Create.
Nice.
And we're working on different projects. We have a series that we're currently working on. We're going to be casting for in the near future. Okay. But so far we've done 2 shorts. We have the series under our belt, and then we have a feature that we want to do after that. And I started it. So we had that meeting similar to how I had the KC Film Group meeting. But after the meeting, we had a conversations with ourselves, and we were just like, okay, we're professionals, and we want to make sure that we're taking ourselves seriously. And when we take ourselves seriously, other people are going to take us seriously.
Definitely.
And so that just started the process. But yeah, it's called Create, #Create. Instagram.
I follow her. I follow it.
All right.
I already follow it. Y'all go follow it. And that's what I'm saying. You're creating, and I'm the same way. I'm creating my my Mamba stick schedule.
Oh, I love that.
Like my Mamba schedule, I'm busy.
Can I steal that?
Yeah, sure. I'm super scared. I'm like,
Yeah.
really, I love Kobe, yo, so I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
people, it's either gonna be Kobe or Michael Jackson. Straight up, King of Pop.
Yeah.
I'm-
Absolutely.
That's how I
Top
look at it.
tier.
Top tier. I don't care what yourself. I need top shelf me. Right? You about to get top shelf me right now.
I
with
love
this
that.
indie scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, this is just came from a thought, and he was like, "You got a week to produce one."
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Right?
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? You gonna buckle, or you gonna kick it into gear?
Exactly.
You know, I'm a big Power Ranger fan, so I like to.
Oh, me too.
You know, it's morphin' time. That's how my
Yes.
thought be. You know what I'm saying? Like instantly, it's time. It's like no pause, no wait. Like today was a crazy day, but I was like, I'm gonna execute
Right.
because there's no sense of giving an excuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you rather do? Give excuses or execute? I like the other E.
Yeah.
Execute.
The other X. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Execute.
saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you're executing. You got a team that you're executing. You're building it. You're going to start. I love this rollout. That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have a rollout. I love it. My rollout, insane. Like Pigs has been, 2 years for me,
Yeah.
but it's coming out this year,
That's amazing.
right? Since
Yeah.
we shot it. And
Yeah.
that's simply because my rollout has to be everything.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people do films and here you go, drop it out, give it to the world. And next thing you know, you don't have nothing to back it.
Right.
It's just a movie out. Go check it. It's
That's
on
it.
Tubi.
Yeah.
There's no behind the scenes. There's no featurettes. I think people forget about featurettes. I love featurettes.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
about
is
you,
true.
But I enjoy featurettes. Every time I need to watch a featurette before a movie. That's how I look at it. Like I
Yeah.
love featurettes. If the featurette sucks, I ain't gonna see it.
You're not even gonna waste your time.
No. And if you don't know what a featurette is, go look up what a featurette is and you understand what I mean. But I love featurettes, and that's something that I'm big on. Like my rollout has to be up to par. And when I mean up to par, I mean when it roll out, you like, holy snaps, this looks good. The reason why we see bad boys everywhere is because they roll out is amazing.
Good movie, by the way.
Amazing movie.
Right.
10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it was good.
10 out of 10 for me. We could go depth into
Yeah, I
that
know.
movie.
But I ain't
Like,
gonna-
that's a 10 out of 10. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Will and Martin fan. Like,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
They're top shelf of comedians for me. and
Yeah, for
actors,
sure.
right?
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I tell people all the time, especially my peers, we're the next.
Mm-hmm.
And us being the next, we have to create.
That's true.
Back then in their era, they was looking for.
It was a different, yeah.
It was a different era.
Yeah, it was
You
a different
looking for
era,
talent.
different game.
You had agents looking for talent.
Mm-hmm.
These, you create your shit.
Yeah. And the way that people see talent now versus then is so different.
Completely different.
Like the game has changed.
Completely different. And it's a part of me is irking
Yeah.
because it's like, dog, how can you call this person a comedian? He haven't even put in the work like Will and Martin, like Eddie Murphy. Like, how can you? Or you got a person that's acting and you're like, how can you call him an actor? This dude just
Yeah, well, who is he? Where did he come from? Like, no credits, no training, like whatsoever.
But millions of followers and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other. So we're fighting against what's actual talent and what to do influences. And I tell all my our tour people that is after the craft, that want to sharpen their craft, that want to be great, want to be the Mamba, right? Don't fiddle with it. Don't play with it. Don't juggle with it.
Right.
Mold it, wield it, freaking put it in stone and let it be known that this is what I do,
Okay, now.
right?
Okay.
It's the proof of the pudding that I'm all about. This is what I can do. This is what I will do. This is what I shall do.
Evidence of. That is
Evidence
your
of.
evidence of.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Pigs wasn't for me to make money with.
Mm-hmm.
Pigs wasn't for me to brag and boast with.
Right.
It was to prove to myself that I said what I said I was going to be.
Yes.
And that is a director.
Oh.
It wasn't about nobody else. Now it's like, when you gonna put it out? And I'm like, when it's time?
Mm-hmm.
God's time is the perfect time.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to have the patience. You have to have the time to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have the mindset, which is all about dedication.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
No, you.
What else would you add?
No, I was gonna say I don't know if there's anything more for me to add other than you're speaking facts, because that's the thing about God's timing, right? I'm gonna get a little spiritual. Sometimes.
Come on, we welcome it.
Yeah.
Because we talking to those that's out there looking to be where we are.
Yes.
We're talking to those that's looking at saying, I want to be an actress. I want to be a writer. I don't know how to write. I don't even know what it is what it takes. I'm a shy person, but I want to be in acting. We're talking to those girls right now. We're talking to those little brothers right now. You know what I'm saying? So this platform is literally for them to learn from us.
Yeah.
Because we the ones that's making our own table right now.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for no big dogs calling us. We don't need it.
Right.
Tyler Perry didn't have me on no record to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not on no radio station to do this. I'm not signed to anybody. I'm doing it because God told me to do it. God told me to give y'all a platform. Give my friends a platform so they can speak about their journey.
Yeah.
And I can learn from y'all, because at the end of the day, y'all have been through something that I haven't been through. And I can learn from what y'all have been through so we can achieve and accomplish and also build our partnership to make it what we need to make it.
Yeah.
Right now,
absolutely.
I know that this is your dream and aspiration. You're not fondling or fiddling with it. This is your 100% go. So guess what? For me as a director, I'm about to write you in some shit.
Right.
It's time to collaborate. It's time to make our own lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. You just sparked something in me. So about God's timing, sometimes God's timing is not our own timing. So I say this to say, you mentioned these people on Instagram, on TikTok, or whoever, on social media. Some of them may be people you went to school with or people that you know. And my biggest advice is not to let someone else's journey distract you. As humans, we're going to naturally compare ourselves. We're going to naturally look at other people and be like, dang, like they got it. What about me? You know, but at the same time, your time is coming. Their journey is their own journey. That's not your own. Whatever God's plans are for you are your own. So keep at it.
Give me 3 tips that you would give someone on your grind. Like what things have you had to maneuver or, learn about yourself to say, this is what I'm after? What are 3 tips that you would give somebody?
So when it comes to telling other people about your dreams and what they are, have that level of discernment on who you share that with, because there are going to be naysayers. And I say this to say they may not be people that want you to fail. Sometimes it's their own insecurities. It could be coming from a parent, could be coming from a friend. So that language that you're hearing, oh yeah, that's a tough, we've heard it. That's a tough industry. That's a lot of competition. You sure you want to get into that? So hold that dream to your heart, closest to your heart, as close as you can. That's number 1. Number 2, do something every day towards your dream. It could be anything. Something as small as writing something down or analyzing a movie or practicing a monologue. It doesn't have to be something so big and grand. Just do something every day towards your craft. It could look like anything. Yeah. And number 3 is just to keep God first. Because when you keep God first on your journey, this is a tough journey. Yeah. And I'm talking to myself when I say this. Like, you have to be very spiritually grounded into this journey, because you're gonna have doubts, you're gonna have negativity, you're gonna question your whole purpose altogether, and that's the enemy that's taking you away from what your true calling is. So,
wow. Now you all 3 of them is absolutely right. And I absolutely second every single one of them, because, man, life will throw you a lot of curveballs.
Definitely.
And yes, you want to throw in that white towel, but what I would say, the white towel is not so white when you have it in your hand. For real. You got sweat. You got dirt.
The dirt.
You got the.
Sometimes.
You got to understand
Yeah.
all the sweat and tears that's on that thing.
Yeah.
Because you used it as a handkerchief first.
Yep.
You used it as a snot rag
We like-
first. Because all the
on the pits,
you know what I'm saying? You just been going through it.
Yeah.
You've been in your mama zone.
Yeah.
And then now you're going to throw in that white towel after all that work?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that metaphor.
Hmm.
That's why you're right. Yes. Right.
Come on, God, use me.
Spirit speaking.
Use me.
Yeah.
Because that just came from, I don't know, that was literally a dope metaphor.
No, it was.
God,
I'm like, dang, drop the mic.
Yo, real talk. Hold up. I just caught, look, the crazy thing is, guys, this be happening to me when I'm talking to people, and I be catching what I say, and I'm like, oh, snap.
Like, did I just say
Did I just say that? That was pretty hard. Like, so y'all just caught the moment of me realizing what I just said and how hard it was. Like, that was live action just now.
That was dope. Bars.
That was bars, you know? Let me write that down. That's going to be in the song.
Right.
Write that down. Remember that. I'll rewind this and get that back. But we going to get to a close, love. Is there anything else you would like to share to those? Matter of fact, I want you to talk to that camera right there and speak to the little girl that once was you. What would you say to that little girl today?
You are beautiful. You are great. Believe in yourself. You can do it. And put God first. You got this.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah.
And
You
do.
got this.
You do, Ms. Davis. You got this.
Thank you.
And you have a path that's going to be golden. Understand that. You got the people that support you, you know, people seeing you like, shit, I'm random. And I saw it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm big, and this is something that I want y'all to take note. There's a lot of people like me out there that sits back and watch people become Mamba. I don't like people that is fondling or thinking about if this is what they want to do. I need to know that you love and like and can't sleep without this.
Yes.
Because that is when I'm going to give you the opportunity. That's when I'm going to put you in my stuff. That's when I say I want to make some money with you.
Right.
Understand that. All right. So me and you got a lot of work to do.
Absolutely.
And consider me one of your partners. Hit me up anytime when you want to build, want to grow, and you want to create.
Absolutely.
Like I said, this is going to be your studio soon. So I can't wait till y'all see her episodes coming soon. Me producing it, gang. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very proud of you. And please share anything that you want to the world. Where can they follow you? What website? Do you have a website?
Yes, I do. It's my name, www.franchescadavis.com. Instagram _ I am Cheska, and my company's page is #spelled create CRE8.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to go ahead and lock in. I need y'all to go ahead and support. I need y'all to go ahead and follow, because this is about to be your household name coming to you very, very soon. And I'm very grateful for you guys to be watching Indie Scene. Franchesca, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate this conversation. This was freaking epic. I think you gave a lot of Jews and a lot of nuggets that we can learn from. Your journey is golden again, and keep up the great work. You got a friend in me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Indie Scene Podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that share button, because we want the people to get the mud juice, right? And I mean the juice, the sauce, the hot sauce. It's Aaron Spellz. You can follow me again. Link in the description. Let's stay connected. Thank y'all. Peace. One love. Before you go, we would like to hear from you. Drop a comment down below, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share, and like for our goal of 10,000 followers. Thank you so much. See you next time on Indie Scene Podcast.